everyone. I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do the Aries May Tarotscope. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, Aries, we're going to see what you've got going on this month. We're just going to start by pulling some message cards for you. Seeing what are the strongest messages that are wanting to come through right now. What is it that you need to be most aware of this month? I'm feeling like there's a need to kind of like throw everything on the floor and start all over again, or like rebuild from the ground up, which I'm sure sounds kind of intimidating, right? But if you've been if you feel like you've been in a stagnant period, it's like there's a need to kind of like switch up the energy or change the way that you're doing something or put your focus in a different direction. It might even be for some of you, like, if you're struggling in a connection with somebody, it's like catch them off guard, but I don't feel like that's necessarily in a bad way. Like, don't get sucked into like the same routine. Ask different questions, do something different, be more spontaneous. Yeah, like I feel like there's a need to kind of like get out of your comfort zone. It's like there's something that you're continuing to do. What is that saying? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. It's like there's this need for expansion, or you're wanting some sort of expansion, or you're wanting growth. If you're struggling with abundance, it's like you're needing to get out of your comfort zone. Like doing something that would normally scare you is what is going to bring you luck. Taking your chances. I feel like some of you, like Aries energy in and of itself is very confident. They're very bold, right? They tend to kind of act and then think about it later. But I almost feel like you're not really sitting in your element, like you're trying to be too reserved right now. Yeah, there's something you've been working on, and there's a need to kind of stop doing the same thing. And it's almost like you feel like if you let go of doing something or trying for something or working towards something, that it's all going to fall apart. But I feel like this is also something that you've been working towards for a long time, and it's not shifting, and it's making you feel like out of your element. Let me get a little bit more and see what this message is. It could even like be just like a simple message, like rearrange the furniture in your house. Change your kind of immediate environment to make it like more exciting for you. Yeah, it's like you're very much in feminine energy, which is not a bad thing, right? You've got the divine feminine, you've got the lilies, which represent like going through some kind of like really massive transition period. It's like you've let something go, or you've spoken a truth, or you've seen the truth of something. It might even be for some of you that you've received something that you've wanted, but it's comfortable, and it's not really resonating with who you are. It's like you've been taking action, but it's been like routine action, right? Or you haven't really been taking any action. You've been waiting for something to come towards you. And I feel like there's a need to like get control over something, take action, be more aggressive, be more assertive, like shift up the energy, like throw it all out on the table and reorganize it. You have two 11s here, and 11s are a very spiritual number. 11s are about the manifesting. Like, what are you wanting to create? Instead of waiting for something to come to you or waiting for somebody else to do something, you are the manifester of your life. You are the creator. And so it's like time to get into action energy, like creative energy, like focus on what you're wanting, and not necessarily about waiting for other people to do or say something or change or shift. Let's see a little bit more what this message is. Yeah, you're sitting in this, Queen of Cups energy, divine feminine energy, this energy of nurturing, this energy of love, which again is not a bad place to be. You're tapped into your intuition, but it's like it's not an action oriented energy. Like this is like Cancerian energy. It's water energy, and you are Aries, right? So again, it's not bad to be in that space, but it's kind of contradictory to who you are. And I also kind of feel like you've been in this like nurturing space, and you're not really sure what your options are. You feel like you don't really have a lot of options. You're not really sure what direction to take. You've definitely been in some sort of transition period. You've been in some sort of healing period. For some of you, I feel like you might be feel a really strong emotional connection to somebody, but you don't know where you stand with this person. I also feel like there's not really a lot of communication. There might even be a lot of hesitancy around communicating, because you and this person have maybe recently gone through a difficult period, and you're not really wanting to like rock the boat. There might be a relationship that you have that is kind of distant from you. Like there's distance between you two, whether it be physical distance or just kind of this, this detachment. But I feel like it's because there's like a lot of uncertainty. There's not really a lot of communication happening right now. I definitely feel that you have, made a really beautiful connection to somebody. It's like a really beautiful soulmate connection. You're really wanting to nurture this connection. You're feeling, again, very emotionally connected to somebody. But there's like a lot of regret. There's a fear of loss. It might even be somebody that you felt a very strong connection to, but something happened. Like you feel like you've lost this person. You feel like something's going wrong in the relationship. You're not really sure what direction to go in this. But there's definitely a lot of potential. There's potential to have a new start. It could be a new start in this particular relationship. It could also be just a brand new relationship. It could also be that some of you are like shifting your focus to focus on your work or focus on your money. But in all honesty, if that's like just shifting your focus to something different that you can actually put physical effort into, it's going to help everything else kind of come together for you as well. Sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of movement happening. There's a lot of change happening. Again, I feel like some of you maybe have recently moved, or there's distance between you and another person. But there's also a lot of passion. There's a need for more action. There's a need for more physical communication, like face-to-face communication. Dealing with things face to face, dealing with things head on. But I feel like it's like there's something going on in this relationship, maybe where you feel left out by this person, or you've got previous abandonment wounds, or there's been like a previous letdown with this person. But there's definitely an opportunity to bring something together in this. By communicating, by like very direct communication, by communicating the truth. If there has been silence between you and this person, it's like there's an opportunity coming to break the ice. But it's almost like I feel like it's like there's this sense or feeling that everything is over. Whoever is the feminine energy in this, and I do want to point out that you're showing up sitting in feminine energy. The feminine energy is going to have to be the one to make the first move. The ball is in your court. Yeah. If you're waiting for somebody to reach out to you, they will answer if you reach out. It's time to get everything out in the open. Your guidance is communicate. Your guidance is pay attention even to the opportunity to communicate. Give me a little bit more. But it's like the way that, like, don't get into a routine. Don't do what you would typically do. Like, it's almost like catch this person off guard. You know, say something that you wouldn't normally say. Speak on your feelings. Like, don't let yourself get into the same pattern with this person. If it's a new person you're connecting to, don't get into the same energy that you have like with past relationships. I feel like there's a lot of love, there's a lot of potential. I feel like there's a lot of care, but it's almost like the person that you're dealing with, you're both holding back because you're both like, you know, feeling very emotional, not wanting to hurt the other person. There's definitely a huge shift happening. There's this energy of moving towards stability, of moving towards commitment. But again, I feel like you're like, there's a need for you there's a need to move forward. There's a need to take some sort of action. I do feel like there's a need to kind of get things going romantically, feeling wise, but there's also a need to like be very direct with your communication without being too assertive, right? Let me just get a little bit more. Tell me the energy that you're dealing with right now. Yeah, it's like you're dealing with somebody and it's more like a battle, right? There's been some sort of change. There's been some sort of difficulty in the past. There has been a period of silence. And even when there is communication, it's very defensive kind of communication. And so there's a fear of like doing too much or saying too much. And so you and this person are both kind of sitting in the same routine, but it's a beautiful relationship. There's an opportunity to connect on a deeper level, but you're both hesitant to get out of your comfort zone. And so you're both kind of waiting for the other to reach out or say something. But again, I feel like, yeah, I feel like because of what happened in the past, even though I feel like you don't really want to reach out, you don't want to be the one to say anything, I feel like it's important to reach out, to make the first move. Manifest the relationship. See this person as your partner. Yeah, there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of passion. There's a desire to move forward. But it's almost like you're the Aries in the relationship. Aries is the leader, right? Aries is the one to have to take charge, but not necessarily in an aggressive way. It might even be that this person is a little intimidated by you, or because of the past, they're hesitant. This person definitely wants a new start. But they're worried that you're not going to accept their offer because of what has happened in the past. And I feel also that there's a lot that has not been said, and so there's a lot of assumptions. It's like you're both trying to do the right thing. And like like if there is communication, it's just kind of very like basic. It's very it's more like who's done wrong or who's doing the right thing. Yeah, there's a lot of like defensiveness. There's a lot of boundaries that have been set even. And the boundaries are good, but it's almost like it's like this connection is like one extreme or the other. There's either like too much boundaries up, or there's like not enough boundaries at all, and there needs to be some sort of like balance in that. It's like you're both waiting for the other to kind of let down their guard, right? And so you might be being friendly with each other, but there's like a hesitancy. There's a lot of love in this connection, though. And I kind of feel like it's like the way that you both are perceiving and focusing on this is keeping it stuck, is keeping it trapped. Like you're both waiting for each other to open up, or yeah, you're both waiting for the other person to open up or waiting for things to get better, but it's also kind of creating a lot of like tension, right? You both want the same thing. I also want to say like the healing period is over. You can have what you want. But again, you're going to need to be the one to make the first move. And I know people hate hearing that. But making the first move is going to break the ice. It might even be that it's like that you guys have to have a difficult conversation first. It might be that there's a conversation that needs to be had that might bring up a lot of pain. It might bring up a lot of insecurities or tension, but it's also necessary to kind of, bring this love back together. Like the potential is there. Unfortunately, you're going to have to be the one to make the first move. And don't do it in the way that you would normally do it. Like, don't just reach out and like with a basic generic message, like, I hope you're doing okay. I notice people do that a lot. And I do that. I do this a lot too. I get so, like, I get hesitant to say things, and people get hesitant to say things. And so they'll say something that doesn't really require a response, and so the other person doesn't really know how to handle that. Like, I'll send a message and go, oh, I hope everything's going okay with you, I hope you're having a good day, but it doesn't really leave an opening for communication. And I feel like that's what's going to be important. When you do communicate or reach out, make sure that you're leaving an opening for conversation, even if there's fear that it's going to be a difficult conversation, because even if it is a difficult conversation, it will open up the door to get everything out in the open. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful month. Bye-bye.